boys laughing through the airwaves.
Martin and Lewis.
We just laugh without a care.
Martin and Lewis.
We don't do politics, we don't do current affairs. We're two idiots talking rubbish. Leaving you losers.
Welcome to the Martin and Lewis show.
Yeah, it's the show.
Come on, folks, enjoy the flow.
Enjoy the flow.
Keep trucking, we won't let you go.
Won't let you go.
Martin and Lewis, here we go.
No folks when good times roll.
Martin and Lewis.
Turn the dial and lose control.
Let's take it slow.
On the airwaves, we bring the cheer. No time for tears, so we're here to make you laugh. The rage to fierce.
This is the Martin and Lewis show.
Yeah, it's the show.
Rock on, folks, enjoy the flow.
Enjoy the flow.
There's no Martin Lewis. What hello.
Hello and welcome to Martin and Lewis Experts On, the podcast where we're given a random subject and we talk about it pretending to be or being experts on the said subject. My name's Andy, or Mr. Martin, and this is...
Ivan, I am also an expert on...
being Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
So we haven't got a page or anything for this because we sort of just do it as a bit of fun. Ask out on our Facebook, our personal ones.
If anybody out there wants to make a page for us and then let us have it, then go for it, I suppose.
Yeah, we can spend as much time as you want, and then we can say yes or no. Probably no.
Yeah.
So there we go. And so random subjects. There's a few episodes up already. We sort of do one when we can. Really, it sort of works out about every 2 months, I suppose.
Yeah.
We initially said every month, but life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
But we still do it when we can. We used to do a radio show together for many a year in Ipswich, a rock radio show.
ICR FM.
Yeah, but
on Tinternet.
Yes, it's still going. Check out some good stuff on there. A guy called Tommy does a rock show, I know that, and some other stuff. But we just do this now and just talk really. So hope you enjoy it. And this topic this week, month, year.
One of the topics, because we've got a few, but
yeah, we'll do the main one.
We'll gloss over most of it.
And then we'll sort of answer, because people don't seem to understand what a topic or subject is and just ask us questions.
Yeah.
So we'll answer some of them. But basically the theme for this is movies that shouldn't be remade.
Yes. Which
was suggested by Glenn, who I think has suggested one before, actually. I don't know if we've used it, but he definitely has. This is Glenn Rush. Films that should never be remade. And then he
Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks for listening if you do. If not, thanks for commenting. Movie remakes are a big thing. There's so many of them, but they've always been there. I'm going to start by saying that technically The Wizard of Oz in 1939 was a remake.
Was it?
Based on a book.
Well, there was a black and white one, wasn't there?
There was, with Oliver Hardy.
Although the main one is also black and white in places.
Well, that's when colour film was discovered, wasn't it?
At that point?
At that point, right. They were about to make the film.
Yeah.
And it was all black and white. And then when Oz came along and they opened the door,
yeah,
that's when colour was invented.
Oh, they had colour in Oz.
Yeah, that's where we got it from.
Ah, right. You stole it from.
Stole from Oz. Yes.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Yeah, fact. And so that was a remake. Many films were remakes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But people get all in a to-do about it. Now, being a massive film fan, I do another podcast on films, two actually. I'm on the fence because I think some films need remaking, some remakes are good, but some films should never be touched.
Yes.
And that's mainly what Glenn has asked us to talk about, what
yes.
films should not be touched. But should we start by talking about films that we think possibly should be remade, built into it?
Okay, yeah.
Any spring to mind?
Well, I came up with a few.
Yeah.
The Last Starfighter.
Remade? Ooh,
yeah.
That would be
with new computer graphics and...
No,
it would really kind of bring you into the game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's one for me, being one of my favourite films. I would not be open to a remake because I think it's a classic and it's an original thing. It's not based on a comic or anything like that, even though there was comics. I'd be up for a sequel or prequel, definitely. But an actual
same characters but older.
Yeah. There has been talk about it for years.
Yeah.
I met the two main cast members once, and they said that it still might happen. This was probably 8-9 years ago, so don't really will. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying because of the effects of the time.
Yeah.
But
back then it was all pixels.
Yeah.
Well, it's pixels now, but it was all blocky pixels.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty cutting edge for its time.
Yeah.
But the practical effects of the makeup and the monster stuff looks cool, I think.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, what I'm saying is, I'd like them to do something like they've done with Tron, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's different opinions. I can see where you're coming from, but as a personal thing for me, I'd say that's a no.
Yeah.
But
that's okay. You're allowed to have your opinion, even if it's wrong.
Which that isn't, as you just pointed out. But how about a George Lucas style that's put new special effects over it?
What, like the special editions?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Never.
No.
Shouldn't. That should be banned.
I love the bit where he walks behind Jar Jar and
and then stands on his tail.
Yeah. So
awkwardly bumps himself up.
Yeah. So we've already started with a different opinion on one there, which is fine as long as listeners agree with me. And what other ones would you say shouldn't be should be remade? Sorry.
Similar reasons.
Yeah.
They Live.
Ooh.
But with modern headlines and things like Epstein.
Yeah.
I know we're not going to do politics, but Trump and
you could have
all that kind of thing.
Because I mean, that film, for those reasons, in a way, is still relevant.
Yeah.
At the end of that, no spoilers, but does the world like blow up or something?
I don't think so.
Because
I think, aren't they?
Because that's one that maybe we could do a sequel to, but I don't remember how it ends.
Don't they just go away because of water or something?
It's nothing balmy. But also in that film,
or bacteria.
They've all moved here and are all working, and some of them are quite peaceful, aren't they?
Yeah.
The aliens, and they're all but yeah, I mean, who could you? Roddy Piper's a legend, and Keith David legend. I mean, I suppose, a remake of that, yes, but not a straight remake with the same characters, the same themes, and the same, but set now. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
But I love that fight scene, that fist fight. What goes on?
The one that goes on for about 15, 20 minutes.
And it's real as well. Well, not real, but there's no stuntmen. It's them. That's a great film.
Well, Roddy Piper was a professional fighter, wasn't he?
Oh.
Although it was always staged.
Yeah, and Keith David was a professional hard man.
Yeah,
still is. Well, no, he's hard, isn't he? Yeah.
Okay.
I need to swear. And he voiced one of the gargoyles in the cartoon Gargoyles, so legend. Met him and all.
Yeah.
Never got to meet Roddy Piper. Keith David, brilliant actor, I think. Did you see that when was it Hollywood Star and that? He was all in tears and emotional.
No, I didn't know.
Legend for an hard man to cry. I mean, wouldn't have catch Chuck Norris to cry, would you?
You wouldn't.
No, dying, crying, no. Legend.
And we'll come back to Chuck Norris later on.
Yes, we will, obviously.
Yeah.
If the topic was ladders and how to use them, I'd get Chuck Norris.
Why is he well known for using ladders in strange ways or something?
Chuck Norris can use a ladder without steps.
Right. Okay.
There you go. So yeah, I'm with you for They Live, but it has to be done well.
Yeah.
Any more?
Brewster's Millions.
The 80s version was a remake anyway.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, another remake then of Brewster's Millions.
Would it now be called Brewster's Billions?
Probably, yeah.
Brewster's Billions.
Modern consumer consumption I've got here.
Yeah.
Cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
So that's another political event.
That's why I was laughing.
I know we're not going to do politics. Yeah.
Politics.
But it would be relevant for that film.
Yeah, and that's what
could be relevant.
I'm not even sure whether the John Candy, Richard Pryor version was the first remake of it. I think that might have been the third.
Right.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, that's one. Yeah, that's due a remake.
Yeah.
Not should have one. It's due one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Any more?
Running Man.
Well, again, there was one come out like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but yeah.
Did you forget about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a TV show, though, isn't it?
No, it's film. It was at the cinema. Edgar Wright directed it.
Okay. In that case, there should be a sequel to that.
Yeah, so that's what you meant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was alright, actually, Running Man.
Yeah.
The new one.
And again, no politics, but some of the contestants could be people that we don't like.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No politics.
Maybe bring people back from the dead, Jimmy Savile and...
Saying that would be good for the algorithms on this.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I don't know if we want to bring him back to life, really.
No. Yeah, but you could have someone like him. Yeah. It's sort of loosely based on
his protege.
Yeah.
His right-hand man.
Yeah, so I recommend watch the remake of Running Man.
Yeah, okay.
Any more?
That's it for maybe remakes.
Because what you've touched on there is what I wanted to mention with the Running Man. I'm open to remakes if they're based on a different source material.
Okay.
So like the Running Man was based on the book Stephen King.
Right.
And So therefore, it is a remake, but there was something already there, so it's a redoing of that.
So it's a remake of a book.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a different adaptation of the book.
Right.
And that's why things like Superman, when they released Superman last year, did people see that as a remake or a different adaptation of the comic?
No, it's just like another comic, isn't it?
Yeah. So remakes of things where there's already a source material, I'm open to more.
Yeah.
Say like if they were to remake Bill and Ted, which was a film first, I'd say no. And the actors who play it are iconic.
Yeah.
You couldn't remake Wayne's World without Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
No.
You couldn't remake a Carry On film, even though we've tried to by doing, coming up with who could do the cast. Certain things you can't remake. I liked the Ghostbusters remake.
Which one?
There's only been one remake.
Oh,
the one with the women.
Right, okay.
Because the others Carry On.
A reboot. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's two reasons people didn't like it. One,
it wasn't funny.
that's not why because that's not true. One, have you seen it?
No.
No, there you go then, shut up.
It's still in cellophane on my shelf.
It's because
I bought it in Poundland for £1.
Is that because
surprisingly enough?
Yeah. I think it's funny. It's more modern humour. But anyway, one reason I think people don't like seeing women in it and they're sexist and idiots. But the other reason is that it's so iconic with Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and I accept that. I accept that reason.
Right.
So I can see why some people wouldn't even want to watch it. But I do feel if they did watch it, they'd like it. But that's one that I'm thinking shouldn't have worked, but for me it did. Would you remake, just looking around here, film like The Terminator? I'd say no.
Well, it's had so many other variants of it, and the timeline is all screwed up now anyway.
Yeah, but luckily for that, it's a time travel film, so they kind of get around it. But you wouldn't remake the original. Same with there's a lot of Star Wars. But would you remake Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, or Return of the Jedi? I'd say big no, don't.
No, not the original three.
Yeah,
I don't care what they do with the other ones.
Yeah, but I'd say just do more stuff in that universe.
Yeah.
But
that's actually what I've got here for never remake. Actually.
Yeah.
It says here Star Wars original trilogy. Although reboots are okay. So yeah.
So
you went into more detail than I have here. So.
But I'll just say some that I think should be remade. Yeah, that's cool. Spawn.
Okay, I've never seen it, but okay.
90s comic book movie, great comic film for me, failed on pretty much every level apart from its badass soundtrack. So that's based on the comics, another redoing of it.
Okay.
That's the main one I was going to say. But then there's always different versions of things like Oliver Twist and based on classic novels. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Something like On the Road, there was a movie of. I'd like to see a different take on that. Basically, anything that's based on a different source material that's failed, I think should be redone.
Okay.
And also, if it's been a long time. I mean, I like just looking around. This is how if we're doing about films, just look around the flat.
Yeah, you've got some film memorabilia.
Yeah, there's a 4K of Barbarella there. Now, that film is nearly 60 years old.
It is, yeah.
I like it. I think it's a great movie. But 60 years old, based on a comic, I'd be all for another one.
Yeah.
And the modern comics of it are a lot more modern, not more now, and I think would work as a good film.
Okay.
And there's rumours of one. I'm all for it.
With Jane?
She could have a cameo in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't. I mean, I suppose we could de-age her, or have a. That would be a sequel though of her 60 years later.
Yeah.
In the Orgasmo machine.
I can imagine that the rebooted Barbarella would be Margot Robbie.
It's going to be apparently Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, who's she?
Have you looked on the internet or seen a film for the last 3 or 4 years?
I've seen a couple of not recent films.
No, she was in The Housemaid recently. That was a big hit with someone else in it.
Is she blonde?
Yeah,
because that's an important thing, isn't it?
Yeah, she could do it. She's been criticised a bit for some of her views and that, but that's the world nowadays.
Who hasn't?
She was in a film that bombed called Christy, about Christy Martin, the female boxer.
Right.
That was really good, and she can act.
Okay.
Not my favourite actress. She's no. Who's my favourite actress? No, Helen Slater.
Yeah. And
they've redone Supergirl coming out in July.
Okay.
I'm all for it. Different take. James Gunn's behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Well, there's been different artists doing Supergirl and Superman over the years, haven't there? So.
Exactly. That's the things like that for me work. The person Glenn asked me my thoughts on the reboot of Master of the Universe, for example.
He did.
Have you seen the trailer?
I've seen the trailer.
What do you think?
I thought that He-Man looks a bit of a wimp.
But it starts like that, doesn't it? And it's going to build into him being like the real He-Man.
Right. Okay. So he's gonna, in the time that they filmed that, he's gonna suddenly grow massive muscles and.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
You got Cringer in there, haven't you? And you got the Skeletor Man and all of them.
The Skeletor Man.
And but the original, no, with this, it wasn't based on it was a comic first, but originally
it was toys.
Toys, and then they wrote comics around it, and then they wrote the cartoon, then they done the film. I love the film. It's the first film I remember seeing in the cinema, the 1987 one. Low budget, but it was cool. Still been Courtney Cox has ever been in.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, Scream is probably second, right?
Okay.
Then
You're not a fan
what?
of Friends?
It's not as good as Master of the Universe, is it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a bloke, you know. No, I like Friends.
I thought you like Jennifer Aniston, though, don't you?
Well, I like Friends. I think it's all right, but very 90s. There's got a monkey in it. That's cool. Van Damme was in it, but it's not as good as Master of the Universe, is it?
But that was very 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, check out the trailer for the reboot of that. I'm all for that. I met the guy at a horror festival who's playing Ram Man. I've done a little interview with him, but he said I wasn't. This was months ago.
Is he the one that has like his armor is like a barrel?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He said, "Yeah, I'll do an interview with you, but I'm not allowed to mention Master of the Universe." I was like, oh. So he's up there. If you look on my YouTube, which this is on as well, Andy Barton Double E on YouTube, where all the Beyond Graves and Stars on. There's a little interview of a guy, and see if you can see which. There's lots of horror people. See if you can see which one's him.
Right.
Because there's not had many views, that one, for some reason. But it might do once the film comes out.
It might do.
And I rebrand it as him from. So yeah, before that, there's two remakes, so to speak, coming out that I am 100% for. I'm always up for remakes of Stephen King and things like that. But sometimes the remakes are nowhere near as good as the older versions.
Yeah.
Like with Pet Sematary, for example.
Yeah.
So yeah, remakes. It's a funny one.
Have you seen The New Stand?
Yeah, the series. Yeah, I thought that was alright.
I haven't seen the new one, but
the original one.
The original was great.
Yeah, this is the thing. That is an example of there's better effects now.
Yeah.
So it looks good, and some of the cast are really good in the new one. But the 90s one, it was 90s, wasn't it? 95 or 96, with Lieutenant Dan in it and Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really. But I think there's certain changes, like the got to get the correct phrase. The guy with learning difficulties in it.
Oh, is he autistic? I think.
Yeah, but the way he's represented isn't quite what you do now.
He's
very Lawnmower Man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've updated that a bit, but they're saying that. I mean, it's the representation of that character isn't great in the original, but he's very likable, and you feel for him. So personally, I have no problem with that, but other people might, and they've probably got more reason to than I have.
Yeah. Moon spells moon. That's him, isn't it?
That's the fella. Yeah. I want to watch the original. I bought that on Blu-ray recently to rewatch, and I haven't because it's 6 hours long. Yeah. But I will.
But the new one is like 9 hours or something.
Yeah. Well, the new one I watched during lockdown and got a Sky channel for like $1.99 a month and just watched all that, then cancelled it. Not Sky channel, an app thing or whatever. Yeah. Streaming. I can't think of what one it was. Through Amazon, I believe. But yeah, that's okay. But that's an example. I bet you with that one, this is another thing with remakes. Younger people who watch that first, would probably prefer it to The Stand because they haven't got the original one because they haven't got the nostalgia of it. Yeah. And that's why, and I hate to say it, a lot of people younger than us actually prefer the Star Wars prequels to the better trilogy.
Yeah, but you say that, going back to what you just said, they've got special effects now that are better. Yeah. But they still don't look as good as the originals. The prequels especially don't. Yeah. I think the newer ones look great. Yeah. But the prequels look very CGI, very
painted.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah. And actually, I'll be honest with you, I've never disliked the prequels. When I've rewatched them in the last few years when they've had their 20th anniversaries at cinemas, I've enjoyed them more than I ever have. Yeah. But I think I've got no expectation now.
I tried to watch Phantom Menace a while ago, and I'd just get to the first Anakin bit, and I give up.
Oh. Do you not like a Jar Jar?
No.
Me's like a Jar Jar.
Jar Jar and Anakin together. Oh.
Brian Blessed plays that big frog person.
Yeah. Boss Nass.
Yeah, he's cool. Blessed's the man. Did I tell you what Blessed said to me in person the other month when I
think you might have done, but
I went to a Comic-Con and I just had a denim jacket with Teen Wolf on it because that film rules and should not be remade. They made a TV series of it and that was horrible. There you go, there's one I didn't. But anyway, and I sat next to him for the photo and he looked at me and he said something that if anybody else had said, I was like, you're making fun of me. But it was Brian Blessed and I know he wasn't. He looked at me, looked me up and down and went, you look very hip and with it. And then give me a smile and a thumbs up. And I'm like, he meant that. Yeah. He wasn't, yeah. If I sat next to, I don't know, Robert Patrick or Dennis Leary and they said that, I'd be like, you're being rude, mate. You're making fun of me.
Stuart Lee.
Yeah, Stuart. Yeah, Stuart. Yeah, but if Stuart Lee said it to me, it'd be funny.
Yeah,
Stuart Lee could insult me as much as he wanted.
Stuart Lee would just be like saying the same thing over and over. Yeah, for about 20 minutes.
Imagine if I'd have sat down for a photo next to when he was with us, Norm Macdonald. I'd sat down and he'd gone, fat, right? And it would have been funny.
Yeah,
because it's Norm Macdonald. So yeah, I could take insults from funny people. But yeah, Blessed was brilliant, lovely man. Met him a couple of times. He's well in his 80s now, so let's get him in as much stuff as possible.
You should try and get him in an interview.
I don't know. I've spoken to his manager.
Yeah,
twice. First time because he spelled Andy wrong on the signature,
right.
And second time just chatting because I was in the queue to meet him and he was
okay. Yeah. And you didn't ask for an interview?
No, and I didn't have him. I don't want to. When I go to these things, I don't want to be distracted with trying to do things.
No, but maybe setting something up for later.
True, probably cost me a lot of money.
Maybe
at a con when I met the Police Academy cast for another one, not a remake but a reboot. Definitely get Guttenberg as the commissioner. But anyway, my mate come out of the toilet and he was so excited and I was like, well, what happened? And he went, well, I was waiting to use the cubicle and Brian Blessed came out, so I sat on it straight after him. I won't mention that guy's name, but he was so like, yay, bump owls. Anyway,
they've shared skin cells.
Yeah, that's a something to tell the grandkids, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Police Academy, do another one, please, and different characters.
Yeah.
And you could have the old ones as the people teaching them.
Yeah. Who would they? They would have to have somebody doing the sound effects.
Well, you could still have Winslow, couldn't you? Winslow could still do it, and then get some either unknown or younger comic actors to be the ones they're training.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, have you seen the Saturday Night Live UK?
I want to. I haven't yet.
It looks awful.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it just looks no, not for me.
It looks like the American one.
You reckon?
Yeah. I'm going to give it a go.
Okay.
But I haven't got the. It's on Sky. I've got Sky at the pub I run. So if I want to watch it, I've got to watch it on catch up, but after or before hours.
Right.
So when I'm asleep, basically. So I haven't watched it yet. So,
okay.
I think it'd be alright. One of my housemates watched it and said he found a lot of it very funny. Didn't say all of it. But are you a fan of the modern American take on it? I mean, what I've seen, I like.
Not particularly. I prefer the 80s and the Eddie Murphy time.
That's our era, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But whenever I watch the new one, I like it.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I used to, because it's not shown over here. A lot of it's on YouTube now. Most of it is. I used to get hold of it through means that weren't technically legal.
Right.
But the person who got it for me is no longer with us, so I can't do that. And also I can't be bothered because it's an hour and a half every week that I could be watching music videos or eating ice cream or doing whatever I do. Dairy-free ice cream. Remakes then. So ones we have enjoyed.
Ones remakes.
So there must be some.
Charlie's Angels was all right, I thought.
Yeah, this is a good point. There was that era.
The original reboot.
Yeah, I didn't mind the newer one. Yeah. The newer film. There was a series.
I haven't seen the new one. So.
Yeah, it's all right. And actually, that's set in the same. They're all set in the same universe, aren't they?
Right.
Because especially the newer one, I know some of the older ones are in it as themselves older.
Right.
So, but Charlie's Angels was in that group of films that came out sort of late 90s, early 2000s, where they're rebooting TV series as films.
Yeah.
And almost a bit tongue in cheek.
Yeah, like Dukes of Hazzard, Starsky and Hutch,
Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
I really like the Brady Bunch movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Starsky and Hutch and stuff like that. That's okay, and that's a different take.
Yeah.
Some didn't do quite as well, like Chips and things like that.
Yeah.
So Charlie's Angels, good example. Turning a TV series into a movie is a remake, but it's also a bit like I was saying before. It's from another medium, so it's kind of a different adaptation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. I like the. Did you see the movie of Banana Splits?
Oh, the horror movie.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
That was really good.
But it's not actually based on the original series, though, is it? It's a theme park.
No, they go to filming of the show.
Is it?
Yeah. I think
they're animatronics.
Yeah, they're animatronics. Not.
That's it,
yeah. But it's made by Hanna-Barbera, who made the original. So it's not like no one's bought the. Well, I suppose different people have taken it on.
Yeah.
But it's official. It's not like they do the Winnie the Pooh horror films and stuff like that, which I love. I love all that. People hate it. But I think
I've managed to avoid those. So
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is a classic.
Right.
First one not quite so good. Blood and Honey, and the Bambi the Reckoning. Wow, that's awesome. Thumper goes mental. Yeah, well, that's they're remakes as well. I mean, I get why people don't like them because people are stupid. There's another.
Are they remakes?
Nah, they're just because they're out of.
They're just the same characters
when they go
on like a different universe.
Yeah, and they're public domain. When they go in public domain, people can do what they want.
Right. Yeah.
Like Popeye is now, and out of the there's 3 Popeye horror films now.
Right.
Popeye's Revenge.
Okay.
Popeye the Slayer Man, which I haven't seen.
Okay.
And my personal favourite, Shiver Me Timbers. And Shiver Me Timbers.
But that's just a pirate, though. Isn't
well, that bit is Popeye, right? And in that one, it's like a Friday the 13th film. It's even set in the 80s.
Okay.
And there's a scene where you think this big meteorite's going to come and crash into Popeye on a boat.
Yeah.
But when it gets closer, it's tiny. It goes into his pipe, and he smokes it. And it changes him into a killer. It's insane. Yeah, well, I'll watch it. It's one of those films that you'll look on IMDb and Letterboxd and stuff, and everyone gives it 1 star.
Yeah.
But they're wrong, and it's brilliant. Watch it with beer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm all for these if you count them as remakes. But yeah, I mean, would you remake something like classic teen movies like Breakfast Club and things like that? Because I don't know. I've noticed recently they've remade. I haven't seen it yet, but Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, with that, it's another one where if they make it now, it's just the same sort of theme.
Yeah.
One I thought would be terrible was I like the main actress in it is really good, and I forget her name. She's in It Follows and Longlegs. They remade The Hand That Rocked the Cradle.
Okay.
And in that, it starts the same, obviously different family and all that sort of thing, but then it goes off in a different direction, which for me made it interesting.
Yeah.
So it was a remake, but it wasn't. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It didn't hit all the same beats as the other one. And also they took out the... Have you seen The Hand That Rocked the Cradle?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Ernie Hudson character?
Not really, no. It's a long time since I've seen it.
It's a bit like the character we mentioned in The Stand, but he's very... If you've seen Tropic Thunder, he's very simple Jack.
Right.
So you wouldn't do that, and they've taken that character out completely. But yeah, this goes off in different... I thought that was another fairly good remake.
Okay.
But it's a reimagining. That's the...
I was going to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say.
RoboCop one was rubbish. Carry on.
Yeah. Goonies. Opinions on a sequel.
Nah.
I would like a sequel that had the original actors.
Yeah, I mean, if it's them older. But do you want to see 40, 50-year-old men chasing pirates and looking for gold? Well, it's okay.
I wouldn't want to see their kids like Bill and Ted 3.
I like Bill and Ted 3 because they're in it as well. And but yeah, if there's like a film where the first scene is just the older, then all their kids get together and do the same thing, that would be terrible.
That would be hilarious.
No, they've got. Or they should do it. They all get together and the kids want to do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're not old enough. That's irresponsible. We'll go. Then I mean, Goonies sequel, there's always talk of it. But sequel, remake, no.
And if it manages to get, what's his name, Corey Feldman, to stop singing for a little while, then that's got to be good.
Has he ever sung? Think about it.
Well, okay, yeah, fair point.
Oh, he's. I feel for Corey Feldman because he's not right, is he? And He's had it tough. Yeah,
there's something not quite there.
So Goonies, I'd be up for another one where a follow up, not a remake.
Yeah.
Lost Boys, don't remake it. That'd be terrible. That's my opinion.
But they've rebooted that a couple of times as well.
Well, they've done sequels.
Yeah.
Which are straight to video, fluff, fine. The thing is now, we mentioned how they turn TV series into films, and mostly, not always, but most I thought that's worked. But when they do it the other way around, like when they've changed Dusk Till Dawn into a series, it just seems dragged out.
Well, I think it depends. Like with Star Wars, they focus on one character.
But that's
like Kenobi.
That's different stories. That's fine. Yeah. But when they tell the same story but stretched out into a TV series, like from Dusk Till Dawn done, and
I didn't realise that's what they did.
Yeah. If it goes into a different something else in that world, I'm well for it. I think that's a good idea. I haven't seen it. I don't think it's out yet. But there's a TV series of The Burbs coming out.
Okay.
And I don't know how, that's just so much you could do with that, with the neighbours and different families. That. But if it's just a drawn out of the original story, what's the point?
Yeah.
That's saying that must
maybe
be
other stuff going on in the the Burb.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, so that could work, but also do something different.
Yeah.
Labyrinth, don't remake it. There we go. Just looking around the room at stuff. So you didn't like the third Bill and Ted then?
It wasn't as good as the others. It was interesting.
I thought it was funny. I mean, the others are great, but it wasn't as good.
I didn't like the girls.
One of them's Samantha Weaving, who's brilliant. Yeah. She's in like Ready or Not and loads of horror films.
Okay.
So I did like them.
Okay.
But what I did like is it wasn't just bring the girls in, then them two step back, because that didn't happen.
No.
They were in a lot of it. And the stuff with Death in the new one was good.
They weren't those characters though, were they? They were those characters older.
Yeah.
I wanted them to do a little bit of the excellent and all that.
Yeah, but they're older.
Yeah, but they're still the same people.
Yeah, but,
You and me do some things that we used to do, don't we?
We don't do a lot of the jokes we used to.
No.
I was talking to a friend yesterday about... we're talking about bad music, and we were like, Kenny G came out, and I was like, what's the G stand for? God awful. And he went, well, when we were in school, it was something else, but we don't joke like that anymore. Which is true.
What was it before then?
I'm not saying on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you that, yeah.
Okay.
It's obvious.
Is it?
Yeah, but you don't make jokes like that, because you would back in the 90s, and it's not funny now. It's different times.
I think I can imagine.
Better times. We were simple back then, weren't we?
Yeah.
And so there's lots of stuff there, remakes, and so overall, I'd say I'm for remakes as long as they're done properly and well, and it's the right thing to remake.
Yeah.
Several of the ones I've disliked, the films I love and think are timeless. Like I don't particularly like the remake of Friday the 13th or Halloween.
No.
No, Halloween's a different.
Elm Street?
Nightmare on Elm Street is what I meant to say. The remake of Halloween, parts of it I like.
Which one?
There's only been one remake. The others have been different.
Okay.
There was the one with Taylor Scott Compton, which Rob Zombie directed.
Yeah.
And what I liked about that was, firstly, you shouldn't have remade it, mistake. But it emphasises on a lot of the stuff they don't in the first. Like when they take Michael Myers away as a boy, he's in the institution.
Yeah.
And then it jumps to the present day time.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, it focuses on him in the institution and what's going on in his mind.
Yeah.
So I like that part of it. But the sequel they done to that, Halloween 2, isn't a remake of the other Halloween 2. It's his own thing. I thought was a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I've got that.
Nightmare on Elm Street one's shockingly bad.
I've got Halloween, the Halloween 2 Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
But it's on American disc, American Blu-ray, so I can't watch it.
Have you tried?
Yeah.
Okay, because some they say they're a region and they will play it over you.
Yeah, it just says this cannot be played.
All right.
I'm playing it on Xbox One. So.
I was about to offer to buy it off you, but I think I've got it. I've definitely got it.
It's a double disc with the first one, but I've got the first one as Region B. So.
All right. When we're off air, I'll offer to buy it off you.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Because I haven't got the first one. I'll trade it for this microphone. But yeah, I like those films. But then, that's one that I enjoyed it. But purists of the first one, I get why they don't, and also it's a bit pointless.
Yeah.
But with so many stuff, it's like Terminator. it's gone off on these different tangents, and I'm like, they're all enjoyable, but you can do a different story. You don't need to redo the first one.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
That was good. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That was good. That's another one. It's a TV, but that wasn't redoing the same story. It was set after part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And it was her from Game of Thrones, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was she
as Sarah Connor? And then the Terminator was from Firefly or something.
Yeah, Firefly, what's her name? Summer Glau.
That's it. Underrated series, that.
Yeah.
And the more recent, it's been cancelled now. There's a more recent animated series of Terminator, and that was cool. That was on Netflix.
Was that? I think I had it at one point.
It was only about a year ago it came out.
Oh, it wasn't the one then.
No.
So there's a separate one then.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, Terminator is one of those ones. I think it would have been fine left as 2 films, but the franchise is what it is. I see the first movie as a horror movie.
Yeah. The
second one as an action movie, and then the rest of it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it's all like 12 certificate after that. It's more family friendly.
Yeah.
Which I find weird. It's like going back to Police Academy. The first one's a 15 and quite an adult.
Yeah.
Thing. And then by the end they're kids films.
Yeah.
This happened with Revenge of the Nerds as well.
Indeed.
And RoboCop.
Yeah.
Turned into
there was a cartoon of it. There was a cartoon of Police Academy as well.
Yeah, and this is what I love. It's kind of because it's remakes. When they turn 18 certificate or R-rated movies into kids cartoons. Yeah, you had RoboCop, Rambo was ridiculous. Police Academy we mentioned, but the most ridiculous one, they changed the name of it, but Toxic Avenger had the Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah.
Made by Troma, a kids' cartoon made by Troma.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show a 17-year-old these films. They'd watch them. But, gory, offensive, and they turn a kids' cartoon, which when I was a kid was on in the mornings. That just encouraged me to watch these great films. It's like, 50 Shades of Grey, the animated series. You know,
it inspired you to become this person that you are now.
I'm doing jazz hands. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. But weird, isn't it? And you wouldn't get that now. I'm trying to think of have I mentioned the squeaky sign?
No, but I have heard it.
If you hear it, we recorded in my flat. We've got the choice of recording upstairs where there's a squeaky sign, or downstairs in the pub where there's a alarm going off because there's something with the camera monitor.
Right.
And also by now will be open, so it's not worth recording down there. But yeah, that's just the background noises. But yeah, animated. This was a thing in it, and I miss there being animated series of big films.
Yeah.
But then we don't really get different franchises now. It's all stuff what's from comics and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose now you'd get what's it? The Conjuring. There'd be an animated version of that or something like that, which I'd be all for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Stranger Things? Is there any news on that? Is it going to be a film or something? Or
it's finished now, isn't it?
There is comics of it.
Yeah, but the series is finished, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So they'll probably do a spin-off film or something, won't they? I'd give up on that years ago, if I'm honest.
I've only seen the first 4 series, I think. I don't even know how many there are.
I think there's only 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But I've seen the first 2 series and liked them.
Yeah.
But just couldn't be bothered. I'm not really a TV kind of guy.
No.
I'm getting through the Mayfair Witches though.
Mayfair Witches, what's that?
It's Anne Rice who done Interview with Vampires, a series of that. That was all right, but not great. And I watched the Ed Gein monster thing, which is brilliant, but fiction.
Yeah,
it isn't. It's ridiculous. And the last episode is laughable. But
what was that about then?
Ed Gein, the serial killer.
No, I know, but you say monster. Is it like a biopic?
Yeah, it's an 8-part series based on his life.
But they've made stuff up.
They've made stuff up. But what I like about it is in a few of the episodes, it goes behind the scenes of one goes behind the scenes of Psycho and relates it to what happened with him.
Right.
One Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what happened to him, and Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the animated series.
Can you imagine Leatherface running around with a chainsaw?
Yeah, with some sort of upbeat 80s theme.
Yeah.
Chainsaw! Yeah.
I'm imagining I'm showing Andy where the camera would be, filming me, as Leatherface running after somebody like this.
Yeah, with music that sounds like but isn't, because they couldn't get him to do it. Kenny Loggins playing.
Yeah, or Kenny G.
Yeah. Yeah. Kenny Godawful. Kenny G.
Kenny Grandpa.
I can't think of Kenny G about that. Is it Wayne's World 2 where like the Garth's worst fear is he's in a dentist chair with Kenny G playing?
What would be worse is if Kenny G was the dentist.
Oh God, yeah. Well, at least that means he wouldn't be making music.
Well, maybe yeah.
He's probably a lovely man. Lovely man.
It probably is in there. Yeah. At least he doesn't make it. Well, he probably does make music now.
Yeah. Remember in the 90s when you didn't have to be talented to be famous? You know, you had like Kenny G, Paulie Shaw, people like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it still happens now.
Well, no, yeah, but they don't give
reality shows.
They don't give them films, do they? And stuff.
Well, YouTubers have films and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't we get a film? We're not talented. We could do it.
Oh, we're too good looking.
Yeah. That's why we don't video this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be next, wouldn't it? The Martin and Lewis animated series.
Martin and Lewis take on the world.
Yeah. Say about animated series as well. Clerks.
Yeah.
There's a
that was great.
That was brilliant. But also fairly PG. But the film is quite offensive. But the film's gone down to 15 now.
Has it?
Yeah. There's a lot of swears in it and stuff, but it's not that
Yeah.
bad, is it? It's not sexual talking. Not.
No.
Yeah. Clerks animated series is probably. I can't think of a better adaptation to cartoon than that.
No, I can't.
And I still think it's genius that the second episode was a flashback episode and it only went back to the first episode. To me, that is.
And didn't they actually show that one first?
It only got 6 episodes because whatever network was on put them out in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Mental.
So they showed the flashback.
Flashback
episode at first, I'm sure.
Yeah, they did, but it was never shown over here. We had to import the DVD, which has never had a UK release. And guy who played Dante. Brian Hicks. I saw a talk with him, and he was saying that they're all getting older. But the one thing he thinks they should do, and you can now because of so many different channels and stuff, carry it on animated.
Yeah.
Do more of that. But they've done an animated movie of it, which wasn't very good. But the actual series I thought was great.
Yeah.
And Barry's driving. It's very quotable. It's, show me the money. It was really good. But I suppose even that, some of it's dated. But with the Clerks films, the third one is a prime example of in these times of everyone saying everything's woke and you can't do anything, of making a great comedy.
Yeah. And I still haven't seen that yet.
Have you not? Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Smith had a little bit of a dip, but he's kind of back now.
Yeah.
And
well, for a long time he said he wasn't going to do any more, didn't he?
Yeah, I think after he got ill and stuff, he's motivated to do more, and he's still says he's going to do
Mallrats 2.
Mallrats 2.
Dogma 2.
Dogma 2's on the cards now.
Is it?
There's a script for Mallrats 2, I think. Mallrats 2, sorry. And but he wants to do Moose Jaws, which is the third part of the Tusk and Yoga Hosers.
Yeah.
Which
that's another one I haven't seen. Yoga Hosers.
Yoga Hosers bombed. Bad reviews. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I really like, but it's proper B-movie material.
Yeah.
So I like Tusk as well. If I'm honest.
I did.
Yeah, that's weird, but it's good. I kind of see it as a spoof of things like Human Centipede and that sort of thing. Never remake Clerks. There we go. That's another one you couldn't do.
Yeah.
Because iconic for those actors, and some of them aren't even actors, but you know.
Yeah.
But more of it, please, Kevin. I've been listening. He's done his daughter's.
Kevin, if you're listening.
Yeah. Well, he's done a lot of podcasts over the years, but his daughter does a podcast which he's like the sidekick on it.
Yeah.
About veganism.
Sidekick.
Sidekick.
Oh, sidekick.
I knew you was going to say that. And he's very funny on it, but since he got ill, he's gone vegan.
Yeah. Right.
So it's interesting his takes and how he used to be, and now he but in the earlier episodes he keeps talking over her and stuff because he forgets it's her show. And it's really funny, and she just goes quiet because that's her dad.
Yeah.
But now it's been going a while, it's properly her show, and he's a bit more humble. But he's still very funny on it, and it's good to see. And
I went to see him once, you know.
Yeah, he's
2008, I think it was.
Yeah. I got the 4K what came out recently of Dogma. It finally got its release after all this.
I should get it one of these days.
Yeah.
Is it region B?
Yeah, it's us. We can watch it.
Cool.
It's all good. So we've spoken about this topic a lot. Shall I just go through the other?
Yes,
some of the other. I say topics, but questions we've been asked because people don't grasp what we're trying to do. So right, here we go. Is this right? Yeah, okay. So your brother has said. Says Rob. Hi Rob. Thanks for listening. Gummy versus Care. Battle of the Bears.
Yes, I've got notes on this. Or a note. Bearing in mind that it is my brother, I have a little bit of knowledge on his history on this.
Yeah.
So I say that the Gummies and the Cares would gang up against the Get Along Gang.
Yeah.
Which is a comic strip or a cartoon that he used to watch.
Yeah, I remember the Get Along Gang. Roller Skate and Moose, wasn't it?
Something like that.
But also, I like the idea of someone called animals called the Get Along Gang fighting.
Yeah.
That's so that's good. I was going to say Care Bears are better, but then the Gummy Bears, they bounced here and there and everywhere because they were the Gummy Bears.
Yeah.
So Adele has asked.
Not the Adele, surely.
No, Adele, Louisa, Ruth Wilding. Hello, hi, has asked us to do it History Today themed. See someone who does a podcast History Today themed. That's you, that is.
Okay.
There we go.
Ooh,
That's
biting.
That's my response to that.
If
If we could do a whole... If we get a serious topic and then do it in that style. I like that suggestion. Thanks, Adele. For once we'll do politics, but we'll do it like that. See that, Nigel? No. Things you wish you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self. Well, mainly sports results from
like
the future.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Too.
It's a lot. But I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like I put a quote on. I was listening to it came on at work actually on T-Box, a Meatloaf song, and I put the quote: "A wasted youth is better by far than a wise and productive old age."
Yeah.
And a few people had a go at me for that. That's stupid. But I wasted a lot of my youth, and a lot of my youth I was wasted, right?
Yes.
And I enjoyed it. I wouldn't change anything. Had some great memories, loads of good friends, and with things that happened recently, I missed some of those friends, but I've always got their memories.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And the words wise and productive old age. When I'm old, if I'm wise, I'm wise. If I'm not, I'm not. People who think they're wise are usually idiots and think their opinions are better. And why do you want to be productive in your old age? You want to chill in your old age.
Yeah.
That's that quote. I've answered it. I don't have to put it. I was like, oh, people, just stop me. But there's some things I tell, a few mistakes I've made and to warn away from a few things. Other than that, 10-year-old me wouldn't have listened anyway.
Yeah.
I was too busy thinking Gummy Bears or Care Bears who'd win.
Yeah. I would say to myself, learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it.
Yeah, there we go. And that's Richard Aspen. Thank you very much. Oh, Richard does a really good podcast based on Video Nasties.
Okay.
Getting the band back together, it's called.
Okay.
Check it out, it's really good. It is really good. I met him at a horror festival. Good guy.
Anthropophagus and all that.
Yeah.
Which is a film that I bought the last time I was here, I think.
Ah, yeah.
And still haven't watched.
Is it Video Nasty?
It is.
Yeah, I love Video Nasty. Okay. Stuart Gamer, best sports-based movies. Teen Wolf answered that.
Yeah, I suppose it is loosely basketball based.
For TV themes, everybody should know your name. Cheers. There we go. I've answered that one. What's first? The colour orange or the fruit?
The fruit.
There we go. Answered.
Because it was named. The word orange is named after the fruit.
Yeah. Okay, Paul Gage, who's a regular contributor. 101 uses for bananas. 101 cars with exhausts. Stick a banana up each of them.
Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. There's a lot of things you can use bananas for, but they're mainly for eating.
Yeah, I don't.
There's some videos online with different things. I'm not going to do them. Andy Blair, hello Andy. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's not a subject, and I've just put a gif of Chuck Norris with an unhappy face.
Now, let's go back to this.
All right, okay, go on then.
Because, as you can see, I have notes.
Oh, you have? You got them.
Right, I'm going to read this out.
Have I skipped over anything else that you've got notes on?
No, this is the only one I have extensive notes on.
Okay, good.
It depends on the equipment provided, the location, such as a desert, there wouldn't be much wood. A woodchuck is only a rodent anyway. So the above is meaningless, as they don't have opposable thumbs and don't chuck wood anyway. They tend to move dirt whilst digging. So no wood would be chucked by a woodchuck who couldn't chuck wood.
There we go. Thanks for the question, Andy.
That's a fairly definitive.
Yeah.
Well, I say anyway.
James has asked the topic of badgers.
Badgers, what? You wear?
No, I like the little animal.
Although you could wear them, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you
we could have done a whole.
them.
Oh, no.
Well, it's possible.
Badger.
I'm not saying you should, but it's possible.
Badger from The Wind and the Willows was having a wise and productive old age. He was also boring.
Yeah.
Going back to what I said earlier.
Well,
we could
what
do
about Bodger and Badger?
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, I mean, we could try to do a whole episode on badgers, but we're struggling to fill 30 seconds here, so that's not. Tom Reed, will Netflix kill cinemas, especially in 10-20 years, if they're blasted into oblivion? Oh, he's getting us political. 8K super screens in our houses. That or better choice, perhaps. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, will Netflix and streaming kill cinema? It shouldn't if we're sensible and keep supporting cinema. Is my answer.
Yeah.
And some films just aren't. Some are, but some films just aren't as good in the home.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like the idea of watching films at home, though. Obviously, because that's what I tend to do. Because I don't like going out.
Yeah.
So it's tricky, I would say. I think keep cinemas.
Yeah.
And keep streaming.
Yeah, I mean, there's room for both. I mean, video didn't kill cinema, so I don't see
that. Radio star, though.
Yeah, it did. But radio, is that still a thing? Ooh. Yeah. So I think there's just got to adapt, and that's why they do 3D, 4DX, IMAX, things like that. You can't recreate that in your home.
No.
Well, you can do IMAX, I suppose, if you sit right close to it.
You can have the what is it, the 4DX, where you have the chairs that shake.
Yeah, so that's you can
just have somebody standing behind you and rocking your chair,
or just have wind.
Yeah. Just have somebody farting in the general direction.
Exactly. That's the. But also, if you're like me, you can get up, trip over, smash your telly, then not have a telly.
Is that what happened with you?
Yeah.
Were you drunk?
Don't remember.
Did you wake up the next morning and it was there? Like,
I woke up the next morning and it was half on the table with a big crack in it. And I was like, oh god. So yeah, I mean, if I get up and trip over in the cinema, I'm not going to smash it.
Yeah, that
would have happened by now. And also, I'm not going to say the company where I ordered it from, but when I ordered my TV, my new one, I work in a pub. Right?
You do.
We're on a pub, and I can see outside where the front door is everything.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to come the next day, and I got a thing saying we have failed. So basically, no one was home, and we couldn't deliver. I'm like, it's a pub with a sign open, there's doors open, there's windows. You didn't come.
Yeah.
The next day, later and later and later, eventually, I thought it arrived. Amazon, the van appears.
Right.
I just said I shouldn't say. The van appears. And out comes the guy with this big box, like, yeah, it's me TV. He hands it to me. I look at it and go, that's a radiator. He's like, what? No, this is what you ordered. And I was like, it's not a TV, is it? They sent me a big radiator heater thing. I was livid.
Did you almost say Amazon there, by the way?
No.
Because you could just pretend that you said amazing.
I did. I ordered it from, what's not bad anymore, the Index catalogue.
Okay.
K's.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past the brass section.
Just don't go to the shop that I used to work for.
No. But I've eventually, but also my own stupidity, I've got a UHD 4K player now.
Yeah.
And I didn't order a UHD TV. So I've since ordered another one. So I've got 2 TVs now.
Right, okay.
Idiot.
So what are you going to do with the other one?
It's in my bedroom. It's in the spare room.
Right.
So where we're recording this, the studio bit of my flat, is screen 1.
Yeah.
Screen 2 is through there.
You're a multiplex.
Yeah, I'm a multi-something. I've got screen 3 is my tablet, screen 4 is the laptop, and tiny screen 5, my phone.
Okay, nice one.
So, that is the adventures of Andy since you last seen me. But these new tellies, they do break rather easy, especially if you're drunk.
Yeah.
So there we go. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
We've got it.
You
got more.
I have some gifts for you.
Oh, we're going to do it on air.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I hope it's Scooby-Doo related.
Well, it could be. There's this one.
That's a Chuck Norris film. Good guy. I don't think. Have I got this one? I don't know. Good Guys Wear Black. I don't know if I've got this. If I have, it's got a different cover.
Okay.
Chuck Norris. Some questionable views, but a great action star. Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Action superstar Chuck Norris at his best is the review on this. Yes. Thank you very much.
I've also got this.
That's a cassette of Bernard Cornwell's Stonehenge, a novel of 2000 BC. On cassette.
Double cassette.
I've got a cassette player.
Yeah.
I can play.
Well, you can listen to that now then.
Yeah.
You can enjoy that for
3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will, but thank you. Okay, I'll give it a go. Shall I try to listen to as much as possible, and I'll talk about it on the next?
Yeah.
It's okay. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
And also, you mentioned it.
Oh, there's a Scooby. That was for me.
Well, not specifically, but one of the discs is broken.
But it's some Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, it says complete, first and second series. I'll cross out the word complete.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, thank you. There's a new TV series, live action, coming out, isn't there? Yeah, it's going to be good. It's got Scooby-Doo in it.
Okay.
I love Scooby-Doo. He's one of my favourites. And this is pre-Scrappy as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the very first series.
U certificate contains mild peril.
Yeah, very mild.
Thank Flip.
There's no real ghosts, though, I'll tell you now.
If it's actual peril, is it a PG? It's only mild that it's a U.
Yeah.
Right, so we've hit an hour. Thank you very much for listening. Please like, follow, subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating if there's a rating system on you listen. That really helps spread the word about the pod.
If there's a 10-star rating, give us 10.
Yeah.
If there's any star rating, then give us the maximum.
To the max.
Yes.
And if you didn't enjoy it, you'd have turned off before now anyway. Yeah. So thanks for them.
Yeah. Unless they can't, unless they've lost the ability to press the button or something.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Maybe their player is faulty.
Yeah. Who knows? But thank you all very much. You're all beautiful people.
Yes.
You're the best, and you're better than all the rest. Better than anyone. I don't know the rest of the words. Anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
Frank Turner there, everybody. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, everybody. And we'll be back, hopefully,
without a cold,
in less than 2 months' time. That's aiming for the same time next month.
Yeah. See ya.
Keep on chucking.
Always laughing through the airwaves.
Martin and Lou.
We just laugh without a care.
Martin and Lou.
We don't do politics, we don't do current affairs. We're two idiots talking rubbish. Leaving you resist.
Welcome to the Martin and Lewis show.
Yeah, it's the show.
Come on, folks, enjoy the flow.
Enjoy the flow.
Keep chucking, we won't let you go.
Won't let you go.
To the Lewis, here we go.
No folks let good times roll.
Martin and Lewis,
Turn the dial and lose control.
let's take it slow.
On the airwaves, we bring the chin. No time for tears, so we're here to make you laugh. The rage to fit.
This is the Martin and Lewis.